friends. Hello, hello. I'm so excited to be here with you on this happy Friday. I hope everyone is having a great day and you are super excited for the weekend ahead. I know I am. Today is a day for me where a lot of projects like culminated. Like I get to finish everything off today, hand in a big project. I'll share a little detail about that. You're gonna find out what it is on Monday. But in the meantime, super excited to be here. Hi Jen, hi Kim, hello Francis, hello Jennifer, hello Mindy. Thank you guys for waiting. Hello Marianne. And I saw that Barbara, my friend Barbara, said she took the extra 30 minutes for me to get myself together to watch my Spellbinders release video. And that is one of the first things I want to let you know is that my Spellbinders June Club's card share video, the one where I show all 10 cards, is up on my channel right now. You can watch that afterward, and the link is in the video description. All you have to do below this video, you'll see the first 2 lines of the video description, and you hit more, and that will show you that video, and it will show you the full supply list that I'm using today too. So I was up way too late finishing off that video because I did most of it on the plane when I was flying home on Tuesday, and then didn't get the rest of it done. And so yeah, so that kind of threw off my morning. And then my daughter needed some extra help getting out the door to go to the zoo with friends. And when you go to the zoo, I don't know if you guys know, like some of you have not had your kids around for a while, but when you go to the zoo, there's about 40 million things that you need, like sunscreen, chapstick, you need all the snacks, you need hydration, it's crazy. So I was trying to help her so that she didn't forget anything. So hello, Melissa Ramirez from wonderfully hot Texas. Yes, I do miss it a little. I do miss it a little. I lived in Texas for 10 years in Houston, and so I do miss that heat. It is so cold up here. You can see I'm wearing my sweater because it is still cold up here in Chicago. Darlene said your Spellbinders video was amazing. Thank you. I appreciate that. It's a big one to create. It's only like an 18-minute video, but like with all the images and all the editing, it's a big one. Hey Marisha, nice to see you. Marisha shared a really gorgeous hot air balloon card that I had to share on the SCT Instagram feed today. She is talented. Go follow her. Thank you, Mindy. I try to be. I just don't want her to come home with a sunburn, you know? That's it. It is cold. Yes, I'm outside of Chicago, and it's still in the low 70s, high 60s. It is not nice. I'm ready. Like our pool is open. I can't even imagine taking the kids to the pool with this cold water. Can't do it. Yes. Yeah, Texas heat is good until you get to like July, and then you're really over it. Oh, I love Chicago too, Melissa. It's a great city. It is a great city. And Mindy says it's 63 and drizzly in San Diego. Oh my goodness. Wow. Okay. So one big announcement, you guys, that I have for you, and the link is below in my video description. And I have shared this in my newsletter. If you're not, you know, if you didn't subscribe to my newsletter yet, the link is in the video description all the way at the bottom near my socials. So be sure you check that out. But I shared this in my newsletter and want to make sure, and on my Instagram, want you guys to know the Cozy Comfort Retreat. This is coming up in September. I can't believe I'm in this lineup. I mean, do you see the faces in this lineup? And I'm in there, okay? The early bird savings, the discount has been extended. So you can get this weekend of fun and creativity for only $289, and using that code COZY25EB. My link is below, and if you shop through my link, I get a small percentage of your registration sale, and I really appreciate that. It's very kind of you. But if you guys are interested at all, you can go over to that link that's posted below. Just look at some of the details. I believe you can even get some sneaks of what you may find in the kit. I have seen the products, and I will say that like if you love fall and if you love books and tea and just being cozy, you're gonna love this kit. So be sure to check that out. I almost need that right now. Me with my sweater on. Oh, Jen just signed up on Monday. Hooray, Jen. That's awesome. That's awesome. Okay. Hey, Tanya from Florence. Nice to see you, Florence, y'all. Okay, so today, I think that's it. I think that's all I have to share. Okay, so you guys know I had my big card share video. All those cards get sent over to Spellbinders, so it's such a shame that I can't just hold these cards and show you, but they get sent off to Spellbinders, and Spellbinders features those on their website, so you can see little peeks of my cards when you click on one of the club product listings, which is really exciting for me. But today I wanted to focus on one club, and that's the large die. Now, usually the small die of the month is my favorite because it's a little bit less intimidating, but I love creating scenes. I love it. I love creating scenes with my die cuts, and so I chose to highlight the large die of the month. So let's go down to the overhead. I'm missing some comments here. Here we go. New comments. Fall is my favorite time of the year too, Mindy. I love it. I love fall. Hello, Miss Whitlock in Utah. Nice to see you. Okay, so let's take a look at this one. Now, when you talk about bang for your buck, I could hardly get this on here, and I believe my magnet's like 6.5 by 8.5. It's big, right? I could hardly get everything on here. I love all of the options that they give you in this large die of the month. So this is essentially the lighthouse, and if you've checked out the Spellbinders clubs, you'll see that everything has a mariner's theme. So there's sailboats, there's knots, there's fishing nets. I'm looking over here because I'm trying to remember. There's ship's wheels. There's all sorts of fun things, right? Yes, they did nail it. Barbara, they are so fun, right? I mean, you just don't know what you're gonna get, but I love that about club kits. Every month is something different and out of the ordinary. You're not getting flowers every month. In fact, there's not a single flower in these month's clubs. How cool is that? Okay, so this one is the lighthouse, and using this, I created probably one of my favorite cards. It is huge, Mindy. And I don't remember, Mindy, do you subscribe to the large die? Remind me. Okay, so this is one of my favorite cards that I made this month. And what I love about it is the message and just the way it pops off of that card front. So I thought today we could do something a little bit similar. However, I really like this one too. Let me share this one with you. This is the mountain scene with the sailboat. So I wanted to do two different things. I still have that arch on both of them that really highlights the scene. But on this one, I did the sailboat, which is the deluxe caboodle of the month bonus. You get that cute little sailboat. And then I used the mountains from the large die, the cloud, and the sea from the large die. Okay, so tell me, friends, in a comment, do you love this lighthouse as much as I do? Because there's something about lighthouses for me that are just beautiful and calming and relaxing. And maybe it's the idea behind the lighthouse, about how they're kind of a safe haven, or it could be when I was growing up, we used to go to the Outer Banks in North Carolina, and I always remember, going to the lighthouses there, and it was kind of a part of fun family summer activities until my parents made me walk up all those stairs, right? And yes, Barbara pointed out the waves are awesome, and I'll show you why they're awesome. Is because they layer up, just like the rocks. There are two layers with the waves, so you really get kind of a little bit of depth from those die cuts. Barbara says, Mindy, I would do the caboodle in a heartbeat. Oh, Catherine is on the coast in Boston right now. That's so funny. It is perfect for you. So Catherine, tell me what colors I should use for my lighthouse today since you are there. I'm thinking I should switch it up, but here's my thought. I want to create something similar with a lighthouse with that, ray of light coming out, but maybe put a mountain behind it this time and kind of combine the two ideas that I had. Tracy says she loves the Lighthouse, but she has the small die and stencil of the month subscription. The stencil is fantastic, Tracy. And if you haven't already watched my June Club's card share video, be sure to go over and do that, because my favorite card, which I'll show you right now because I love it so much, one of my favorite cards that I created this month, I did a duplicate of it because I wasn't happy that I cut off the top, but that's neither here nor there. But this is using the stencil of the month, and I spritzed it. If we have enough time today, I'll show you that one too. Catherine says classic red, white, and navy. Nice. Donna says she loves lighthouses, any lighthouse, and her bathroom is decorated with them. Yes, Mindy, you should. I think, so the deluxe caboodle, you guys, it might be a little bit of a sticker shock, but when you go and you add up the cost of all the clubs individually, you do save a lot of money with the deluxe caboodle, and you always get a free gift every month, which I think is awesome. Okay, Francis said he loved the color that I picked. Thank you, Francis. So that was kind of an orange and gray. I might change it to red, but I definitely want to keep it warm, Francis. So I do love red and blue too. So let me show you what I've done so far, which isn't much because obviously I was posting on social and getting my images up and everything. But let me show you how clever this is. So this is the base of your lighthouse, and then you have this full panel to go on top, which I think is really great because it just makes it so much easier. You don't have all of the little individual pieces. And then this is the top of the lighthouse here. And then you have the bars. So I think this time, in keeping with the red, Catherine said classic red, navy sort of idea, let's cut those bars in red. So I don't have everything cut out. I think sometimes that's fun because, you know, it's sort of like live crafting. If we were sitting in a crop together, this is what we would be doing. I'd be cutting out and I'd be chatting with you, right? And you could tell me that you didn't think that was a good idea. And so that's what this is all about, right? Just us kind of getting together and crafting together, and you telling me what you like and what you don't like. So this is probably my favorite die of the month. But in terms of the rest of the clubs, it is so hard to choose between, you know, the other ones. So there are so many great backgrounds in this month's clubs. And in my video, I kind of did all of the dies first, and then I focused on the backgrounds. And that's because there's just so many, from the stencil to the glimmer, the better press, and 2 embossing folders. That's 5 different backgrounds. And I really think that it gives you just such a bang for your buck, really. Okay, so I did the stripes for the lighthouse. I cut the mountain out of a lighter gray from Spellbinders, and I've linked the Spellbinders cardstock below. I won't link the individual colors, but if you have a question about the color, please let me know because I have my color swatch deck right here. So what I did with the mountains was I just did a little bit of ink blending, and I think that really helped to make those stand out. So I'm going to do that here and just do a very, very quick tap, tap, side, side ink blending. I'm using Dove from Concord in 9th here. Just adds that little bit of depth. I'm going to come up from the bottom too. So I'm going to do the sides and the bottom. And then we'll cut our water. So then we have our largest pieces put together, and we can decide if we want to put it on an oval again, which I always love an oval, or not. My comments keep getting stuck. There we go. Oh, seafood. Catherine, I'm jealous. I would love some good seafood. Lobster rolls. Oh, Barbara's a Nantucket girl. I love that. I have not explored that region of our country, and I really need to, like really, really badly. Because I think Martha's Vineyard would be my place. I really do. And Nantucket, all those little quaint seaside towns, I think I would love them. And the shopping. I have this idea that, you know, I could go into like a Barefoot Contessa and see Ina and shop. I could just have her come with me and we could shop for shoes. If you don't know, I love Ina Garten. She's one of my favorite like celebrity cooks, you know, or chefs, I guess you could call her. I don't know if she's been like trained, but she's one of my favorite celebrity chefs from like Food Network. I think anything that she makes is the best. Yes, Barbara says load up on lobster rolls. Oh, OP's creating right now too. That's so fun. We're creating together. I love that. Yes, Mindy says Catherine needs to have a lobster with butter, drowned in butter. Drowned in butter. Okay, so we have our mountain. So we have a lot of gray going on, gray and white. So let's add some blue, and then we can figure out maybe other ways that we can add some color. Whether we do a sunset, we could blend a sunset this time. That could be really fun. You guys let me know if you think a sunset is a good idea. So I'm always using my scraps, and let me show you how I'm storing my Spellbinder scraps right now. So these are kind of the Spellbinders older colors that I keep on hand just for when I need them. And I keep them in this little mesh pouch. This is old from Studio Calico, I think. And I keep them in there in rainbow order. But for the new colors, if I cut into one piece, I put it in front of the full pieces. So this one's cut into, it's in front of the A2 full pieces. So I always know where to go if I want a piece that's already been cut. Okay, so I'm going to do my wave in a darker color because when you think about it, when a wave breaks, the foam is the lighter color. So that's the color that you kind of want to be the highlight. So the darker color I'm going to do for the largest part. Mindy says when she lived in Connecticut, we used to drive to the shore and buy fresh Maine lobsters. That's amazing. That is one part of the country that I haven't lived in yet. You know, I've been DC, so I've had the opportunity to have crab boils, which were fantastic. And I've lived in the South. So, gosh, what was that? I've been there for a lot of, oh, I can't remember. That seafood that is small and you have to like, it's very finicky to eat. Done that a lot. Kentucky, we have no, we have no seafood. But I need to, you know, experience the Northeast and explore that a little bit. Okay, so let's do the solid. This is a solid wave, and these are just so clever the way that Spellbinders has designed these to layer up together. I really love it. So you guys can see here that I use like every last bit of my cardstock. Yes, Ina's guac is the best. Ina's guac and her real margaritas recipe, those are two that everyone should have in their recipe repertoire, please. Absolutely. Crawfish, thank you, Jen. Yes, crawfish, which I was not a fan of. And that's mostly because growing up in Kentucky, crawfish were like our bait. It was not something we used to eat. So yeah, crawfish in the South is a thing. Okay, see how these layer up? Isn't that cool? And you can just see the top of that lighter blue. You can see it in the cutouts, and you can see it at the tip of the wave. Okay, so this piece is done. If it's this small, that means I won't be using any more of it. We also need a little sandy kind of beach for our lighthouse to sit on. So I have this light brown. I'm going to cut out this oval from that, and that's going to kind of create the base that sits on our arch. Catherine says she is at a yacht club, I think. Oh my goodness. Fun. Take me with you. Take me with you. I want to go. Have fun, Catherine. You deserve it. Hope you get lobster. Get some lobster for me. Okay, so see how this is going to sit here with the, you know, that. The other thing I want to show you that's really cool is that there are these rocks, and just like the waves, there are two parts. Oh, I just lost my little rock there. There he is. Okay, so there's a little round rock, there's a big wide rock. And you can take these pieces here, these are the solid rocks, and you can cut them separately. I'm just seeing here if I have any really light gray. I should do, oh, look here. Look at this. So this is where, when you know you have a problem. When you keep all these like little bits, I recommend like cutting those up. But see that corner right there? That's big enough for a rock. So that's why I save these. I'm OCD about getting, like, trying to make the most of every little last scrap of cardstock. And I know some of you are too, because you've told me. You've told me I'm not alone. And I love that. Maybe you could tell me I'm not alone again so I won't feel so weird. Yes, Tanya called them crawdads, and that's what we used to call them growing up too. So yes, we had lots of creeks where I grew up too, kind of just east of Tanya, and or it's Tonia. And we used to catch crawdads too, so that my dad could fish with them. So when somebody invited us to our first crawfish boil, I wasn't too amused. I liked all the side dishes. I was okay with the sides. We didn't need that. Okay, so take a look at how these layer up. This is just really cool, and I think that this is what sets Spellbinders apart from other companies, in that they're always thinking of ways to create their die cuts to make them look more realistic, more three-dimensional, and I love that. Okay, Tracy's particular about saving tiny pieces, but not too bad. I love that. Yes, you save all the scraps. Jen does too, of each brand. Thank you guys. It's not just me. Okay, so I have a couple of rocks. I have my lighthouse. I have a cloud, which I think this cloud is just adorable. Okay, I want to put all this on a sky, and I think we should do a nice blue sky. So my favorite arch die, which is the, which is this one, Essential Arches, that's linked below. I'm going to pull this out to create this design. And this time I might actually have my clouds coming outside of my arch. My arches are kind of wonky and coming unstuck here. I'll just put these back here. Okay, so if you look at this arch, that's pretty big because it's going to take up a lot of that A2 card space. I am going to back that up a little bit and go with the next size down. Maybe that one. That one's a little bit nicer, but we could even go smaller to the next one. I think this one is more like it. So when I'm choosing kind of a shape to go on here, oh, Tanya, thank you, Tanya. Thank you. You can kind of put your beach there and see how much wider it's going to be. And that arch is going to go just out, just on the inside of our shape. So you can kind of play with it a little bit. Put your lighthouse here, and you can even kind of put your mountain behind, put your lighthouse in the foreground. I think that's a pretty good size. I think that's a good size. So we're going to go with it. So how many of you guys think that I should blend a sky, or should I use blue and have a blue sky to match the blue sea? Let me know in a comment. Joy lives in Southwest Louisiana and she just had crawfish last night. She will be making crawfish étouffée tonight. That's nice. Yes, I've made that once. Étouffée is a big thing in Louisiana. We lived in New Orleans for several years, and I got used to that, to having all of that good Cajun food with all the good Cajun spices. Yes. Okay, I'm going to cut this out just in case you guys want to go with this. Oh, it just fits. I love when things fit on my little Platinum Scout. It makes me happy. Nikki says blue. Tanya, my name is spelled so differently too, and some people pronounce it with the H in it, which is slightly annoying. They'll say Meghan. and I just try to ignore it. It just is how it is. Okay. Okay, so we can go with a piece of kind of cream cardstock. Let me just see what I have here. That's white. Let me see if I have any cream. Oh, that's kind of like a buff. What is that one? Let me see here. This one is, I think this one's actually quite nice. This is Fog. So it is their Spellbinders really lightest color of gray. Really gray. My Scout is about my favorite. Barbara says, I say ink blended blue. We can try that, Barbara. Or I can actually start with blue cardstock too and just ink blend it down. So let me see what this is going to look like here. So if we have our beach and I stick a mountain back here, I put my lighthouse in the foreground. I just want to see how much space we're going to see. Now, we can do the lighthouse with the rays coming out and do a sunset background, because if the rays are coming out from the lighthouse, that means it's lit, which would mean it's nighttime. So that could be a thing. And then this cloud comes out over the arch. What do you guys think? And then we have some rocks in the foreground because there's just a lot of blue and gray. And so I'm wondering if it's worth it to do the sunset and a little bit of a larger arch. What are you guys saying? Oh, Mindy has a lilac. It is darling. Oh, Megan with an eye. That's crazy. Marisha says she loves Fog. Yes, Fog is pretty. Marianne said she loves those mountains. And there's two different sizes, Marianne. They're really cute. Okay, well, why don't we just try? I am not a blending expert. I will say that real quick. I'm not a blending expert. This is a little piece of cardstock that has a dent in it, but it's going to be covered. So I'm going to use this one. Okay, and then I'll grab kind of the next size up, larger arch, and let's try a sunset. So my sticky mat is probably not as sticky as I want it to be. So real quick, I'm going to take a baby wipe and move my desk and give it a good scrub. So look at all that's on my mat. So that's why when you have issues with it sticking, you know, give the edges on the back a good wipe to make sure there's nothing on there, because all the dust and dirt and hair and whatever you have in your space, it just makes this harder to stick to your surface. So now it's not moving. It's real nice and sticky. Okay, let me grab some ink colors and we can decide between backgrounds. Okay, I am going to get some blueberry and midnight eggplant. Okay, we're going to kind of go with a sunset starting with Buttercup, going down to Clementine and Sorbet. Then we'll go in with our blues and maybe eggplant at the end and see where we end up. Now, I think it's really important to show you I'm starting with an A2 size. And that's important because if you start with your arch already cut, you're going to get kind of those edges that show more ink because the edges catch your ink, right? You can't get over that. And so I like to start with a larger piece and then die cut it. Okay. I like the cloud extending too. So I think I'll do that no matter what. Okay, so know that you guys, this is not my jam. Like this is my friend Justin's jam. Justin Adkins, if you follow him, this is my friend Mindy's jam. We're just gonna give it a try. And I think what's really important is making sure you have nice soft brushes. This one's a brand new yellow for me because my last yellow was just looking, every time I blended with it, it was just looking a bit sad. And so I changed my brush and it made a huge difference. Let's go with orange. Always making sure you're kind of starting and then working your way back up. If there's something that I don't love, my hope is that it's going to be kind of covered by my scene. But remember that what you see at first is not always what you're going to see at the end, because your blend smooths out on that paper. And here I'm using Scrapbook and Cards Today's 80-pound white. It is such great paper for blending. I highly recommend it. I know a lot of you have it. Yes, start large and pare away. Exactly, Barbara. I also have a brush just for those coral colors because it's not orange and it's not red, so I wanted it to have its own brush. And since that's one of my favorite colors, I really wanted it to have its own place. Now, what we can also do is just kind of pull up that color to make that even more orange. I keep looking up on camera because sometimes the camera shows better than what I see in front of me. Okay, so let me just see here how big what I'm going to be doing here is so I can get an idea. And if you think about it, a lot of my mountains, and a lot of this is going to be covered, especially the bottom, by the mountains and the lighthouse. So I kind of want to make sure that I get those darker colors in there. Okay, let's see here. Let's go with blueberry next. So the lighter of the blues. I didn't grab my ink stands just because I just grabbed everything so quickly, but I would typically use an ink stand here. Oh, look at how that just looks against the sorbet. So pretty. And again, this is all about non-perfection, or imperfection, I should say, because if you are aiming to be perfect with your blend every time, you're not going to blend. I will tell you that right now, because no blend is perfect. You're always going to want to wish that, oh, I would have used more of this color or this color. Hello, Roberta. I hope you're feeling well, my friend. Okay, I'm just going to go straight into eggplant and skip over midnight. Roberta, we are trying out a blended sunset background for our card scene that we're creating using the large die of the month from Spellbinders. Kind of excited about it. Ooh, that's pretty. So we're doing kind of a rainbow, just a beautiful rainbow blend, and where that purple and blue mix. Oh, it's pretty. And I think that this is going to be the one we want to use just because it gives you more color than that normal blue did. Okay, so what do you guys think about that? I think that's really pretty. It's going to stand out a lot. Might need a little bit more color in there, and that one is Sorbet. Thanks, Marisha. Marisha is also an awesome ink blender. There's so many people to be inspired by on our feeds. Oh yeah, that makes a difference. I needed that. I needed that little bit of sorbet right there. Kind of that fire in the sky. There we go. I'm happy with that now. Hey, Kathy. I'm so glad you're not working today so you could join me live. Thank you for stopping by and taking the time. so that I don't get ink on my hands or anything. I'm going to quickly clean that up because that's a lot of ink there. Okay. And now we can pull this off. Hey Cindy, nice to see you. I am on every week, Cindy, on Fridays, typically at noon Eastern. But this week I needed to help my daughter get out of the house, so I needed an extra half an hour. It was a little crazy in our house this morning, just trying to get her ready to go to the zoo for the day with her friends. So summer officially started here on Wednesday, which means I'm going to be working a bit less this summer, trying to take some time off to like take the kids to, you know, to the pool, to the zoo, all the places, because at the moment I am not the cool mom. I'm just going to run this through my big Platinum 6. At the moment, I'm the mom who is working while all the other cool moms take everybody everywhere. So I need to try to fix that. Okay, now look at this. So let's see what this looks like. And we can even put that kind of out there a little bit. Put this. Oh, I think that's gorgeous. What do you guys think? Because if you put it over here, you can see some of that blue down in the bottom. I think that's a winner. I really do. I think that that is the one. Now the question is, do we put it on dark cardstock or do we put it on light? Because part of me is thinking that we grab this really dark blue, and this is called Indigo by Spellbinders, because I think that that would look amazing, and I can't pick this up. Okay. Yes, look at that. Woo! Crafting is easier than taking kids to the zoo, Nikki. It's exhausting. Like, you know, we're members, and so we will typically try to go every once in a while, and I'll say, okay, we have like 3 hours. That's all I can handle. Do your thing. And I pack the lunches and snacks, and we try to see all the animals. We try to go to all the buildings, right? But today, my daughter's going to be there until like 4 o'clock. And so God bless the cool mom who is taking them to the zoo today. Try it with dark and the light blue. I can try it with the light blue, Roberta. I think the dark is definitely the one that I want to go with though. Especially if I put the lighthouse rays coming out. I think that would look really cool. Okay, so one ray comes out at the top here. I'm going to put, let me see what I think about red for these. And you guys tell me, should I do red or should I go back with orange like I did for my card example? And if you missed the beginning of my video, I shared this card, which is one of my favorite cards this month that I created using the Spellbinders club kits. And I'm kind of recreating it, but doing so in a different way. If you missed any of my cards this month, I posted those this morning on my YouTube channel, so you can see my entire club card share. All 10 cards are up, and you guys can get some ideas. Make sure you share the video with anybody that you know who is a club subscriber or someone who you think would love the clubs. The more the merrier. Okay. So there's an etched line. Spellbinders typically does etchings on their dies that show you where they line up. So it's super easy to line these up. So the darker one goes over the lighter one. You could also do white as well. OP says red, Mela says red, Jenny says red. Oh yeah. Okay, everyone says it. Everyone says red. I love it. Okay, so then there's my water. So let's go ahead and get the red on. So it's not too, I mean, I literally die cut for 10 minutes before my live just to get a few things die cut so that I wasn't die cutting the whole time. So it's really, you know, really simple to get these put together. Whenever I have, you know, those little die cut hairs, I'll just take my tweezers and kind of run them against the edge and kind of pulls off those hairs. And let's put this one on. Pull this down a little bit for you guys. And why don't I come in a little bit closer so you can see here too. Roberta said she thinks the red is better because the orange would get lost on the background. I kind of agree. Yeah, I agree with you. I liked that orange on the card because it looked really good with the blue. Because they're contrasting colors, just those two stripes of orange really made a difference. It was really good. Okay, so let's do our rays. So there's only one ray for the lighthouse. And I think I'm going to cut this out of yellow. That's not bright enough. So one ray comes out of the front and the other ray comes out of the back. And that's how they kind of work together. So I have, that one's 2 lemon. This one I think is just right. So we're going to see if we can get 2 rays out of this. So one of them isn't as long as the other. So what I'm going to do is do it like this and cut it off like that. And then I'll use up this whole sheet. Okay. So with all of the clubs, you know, I use, oh, where did my machine go? I typically pair them up with only a few products when I create all 10 cards, and that's kind of those essential arches. I'll use this one that I pulled out, the Essential Modern Ovals. This one is a gorgeous one, the Emerald Cut Labels, one of my favorites because it has all that texture on the edge. And that's what I like to use when I am putting things in the center of the card. Because if you use those, then you automatically will create a focal point so that your lighthouse or whatever you're putting in the center of your card doesn't get lost. Look, is this ridiculous? If I keep these 2 little corners, I could probably get like a flower centers out of there or something. That's a little ridiculous, right? Thanks, Roberta. Roberta says, click the thumbs up. Thanks, Roberta. I appreciate that. There's not that many watching today, because I was late, so maybe people gave up on me, but also it's summer, so I know a lot of people start vacationing and just getting out in the world. So Marisha said she loves a textured edge. Me too. Me too. And Marisha, I know that you've been using Spellbinders products lately. So fab. We also need a door. That's the one thing I forgot. So I'm going to grab a nice dark brown cardstock. Let me see what I have over here. So I'm going to go over to my dark brown. And it looks like I don't have one cut. So I'm going to cut into a fresh sheet just for this tiny little door. So what I'll do if I'm cutting something small like this is I'll just cut an edge off to start a new little piece that I die cut on. And no judgment on the scrap size. Thank you. It is summertime. I'm glad that you guys you don't think I'm crazy, because I just don't like waste of any kind. You should see me at home. I'm like OCD about food too. We don't waste food in my house. I learned that from my grandmother. Okay, so I have my door. I think I have it all. I have my rocks. Oh, one rock is there. Have you guys noticed that sometimes the static will build up on your die cutting machine and it'll pick things up? That happens. Okay. So I'm going to put this right here because this is like our top of our lighthouse. So I'm going to show you real quick how this goes together. So the top of your lighthouse is there. Okay, you have your window frames. You can put the window frames in, or you don't have to put the window frames in. Like, it's totally up to you. You can do that. I don't know if I'm going to, actually. I might not. And you know, it's all about the level of detail that you want. How much detail do you want? You know, how much? I'm just gonna pop it on and see. Now later on I might say, yeah, I want that window frame on, and it's something I can add later. But for right now, while we're live, I'm gonna do this. And then this is gonna come out the back side. So you wanna make sure that those rays are just across from each other, or else it might look a little bit strange. So this one's gonna go right there, like that. I was really stressed out this morning trying to get ready for 11 o'clock my time or 12 Eastern. And my husband's like, well, why don't you just postpone it? And I was like, can I do that? He was like, it's your channel. I'm like, I can postpone it. Yes. Oh yes, Roberta, I am in that place with my Concord and 9 scraps. Some of them are so cut up that they're all getting stuck on each other. So I finally put them in a bin, and I said to myself this weekend, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to cut off like the usable pieces from all those like little pieces that I have there and just fix that. Okay, so do we want the cloud up here? I know Mindy, you said you liked it. If we put the cloud up here, then we're going to have to put our sunset against the background and pop everything else up. Okay, so now that our light is in here too, we can pop that in. So that's the little walkway at the top of the lighthouse. Reuse or recycle, absolutely. Okay, pop that there. So that's our little vantage point from the top of the lighthouse. And I'm going to just put something heavy on that to make sure all those stick together while I get this on my background. Got lots of little die cut hairs here. I think going with this colorful background was a good plan. Just think it's going to make this card really stand out. And then after this, because we have this whole scene, all we need is a single sentiment. Okay, so I'm going to put this right here. I'm going to put it a little bit higher to the top because I don't want to lose a lot of those blues. Okay, some of those purples, some of that purple will get covered, but I want to keep that blue in there. So this can actually all get popped up now that I think about it. Okay, so let me grab my tape. Yeah, I agree with you, Roberta. I actually have, you know, I eat gluten-free and dairy-free, and there is a gluten-free pasta company called Jovial, and I will typically take out the window from the pasta box because it's made out of plastic before I recycle in the paper recycling. And I just noticed the other day that theirs is made out of corn, I think, so it can just go in a landfill, that plastic, and it will break down, which I thought that was really cool. So their entire box is all recycled, which I think is really neat. Okay, let's get our sandy little beach on here. But I do want to get my mountain kind of in the background. Let me just see what this looks like. If I just hold this here, then I can get a better idea of how I want this to go. I feel like that this needs to come up a little bit. Probably right to here. Because what I don't want to happen is for the rays from my lighthouse to be covering the white. Yeah, that's better. Okay. Something like that. So that's kind of stuck on there. And then I'm going to put some glue on it too, because if I change my mind, we want some moving time. Oh, thank you, Barbara. The walkway in a lighthouse is called a galley. Everybody needs to know. I'm going to add to the broadcast. Or a lantern gallery. Oh, the gallery. If it is outside of where the lighthouse lights up. That's good to know, Barbara. Thank you. Okay, so I'm going to pop this down here, just kind of making sure that it is even like so. That's pretty. And then my water can go right at the bottom. See, that mountain is just being covered right there, which I don't like. Wonder if I should make my mountain a little bit shorter. I mean, it can't hurt, right? Let's just try it. So that it looks like it's further off in the distance. So more like that. And then that can go there. Or I move this up slightly. So this is why we have glue on here. So things can be picked up and shifted. And if I do that, we'll have less purple, but we'll still see the blue. This is me moving things around as usual. This is what I do. Okay, so there's our water, our mountain. See, I like that better. Yes, I like being able to see the top of that mountain underneath my lighthouse. I think that's pretty. Okay, that's how it's going to be. So get that in place, and I'm just going to literally stick some glue underneath my mountain and make him part of the background. There we go. And then this little sticky area below here can get covered with my waves. All right. Hey, Ingrid. Nice to see you. We are creating a scene building card using the large die of the month from Spellbinders. This is probably my favorite die set this month because it is so huge and there are so many fun possibilities with it, from lighthouses to little mountain scenes with little houses and everything in between. Okay, so now we can put this up here, which I think looks really pretty, and I can put that there. I like that. Yep, and I'm going to keep this cloud on the sunset, even though I thought I had wanted to pull him off of the sunset, but because I don't have a backing on it, so there's a solid backing too. So this one is the solid piece. You can cut a solid cloud, or you can have this really fun kind of cloud cutout design, which I just think makes it more whimsical and fun. Okay, so literally just dotting that, making sure that I don't get too much on there. There we go. And if you do get too much on there, just tap it with your fingers right away so that it doesn't affect your blend. That's pretty. It's very tone on tone, right? It's a little bit crooked, so I'm going to try to move it. Okay. Oh yes, Barbara, you're near Hilton Head. That's right. That's a great place to go. All right, look at how pretty this is. It's really coming together. And now the question will be, once my scene is all built, where in the heck do I put my sentiment? because that happens, you know, when you're really excited to put together your scene and then you fill it up and then you realize, oh, you do need a sentiment on there. So we might have to layer a sentiment up somewhere. I also need to add some foam to my little rays here because we don't want them to be sagging. Oh, Roberta, I'm glad you're feeling better today. That's really good. Oh, I've never been inside that lighthouse either, Barbara, and I've been to Hilton Head a couple times. I don't even, can you go up in the lighthouse there? Is it a working lighthouse or is it more, it's more of a show, right? Or am I crazy? I'm thinking of the one near all the restaurants and stuff, where the playground is and in Hilton Head. You know, the one in the touristy area. Can't remember what that neighborhood is called. Okay, let's get this little lighthouse on. Oh, so cute. Oh, I love him. Part of me wants that lighthouse ray to go to the edge of the card, so I'm gonna move my little lighthouse over. Oh, I love that, you guys. I think that's so cute. Okay, and now our rocks, those are gonna just go along the bottom of our lighthouse. It adds a little bit more gray, but I think something is definitely needed down there. That's right, sea pines, that's it. Yes, I thought it was a tourist attraction. It's not a real, like a working lighthouse, right? I've been over there for, you know, dinner and drinks and stuff like that. And there's a really great playground in Sea Pines with a sea turtle that you can climb on, because I have pictures of my daughter, really cute ones, on the sea turtle. Okay. Yeah, I think it is Sea Pines. Okay. Okay. And just putting these together, and you can kind of see little points where they line up. Spellbinders does a good job of not just creating like a round piece. It has some kind of shape to it. For those of you who went to the Weekender, how was it? Tell me, did you guys have a great time at the Weekender? Because I know Spellbinders does a great job. Okay, I'm going to stick this one off the edge to kind of hide that edge, and I'm going to stick this one up here on this side. This is just making my day, you guys. I love it. I love it so much. Look how pretty it is. It's just so pretty, and I love the navy, and I love the red. I think the red was a really good call. It is so pretty. Super duper pretty. What would you guys add if you had to add anything besides a sentiment? So we need to grab the stamp of the month and we can figure out what we're going to add here. But what would you add? Is there anything that you would add to this scene? There are houses, but of course, you know, the lighthouse takes up most of the room. There are flags. I don't think there's anything I would add. I wouldn't add more rocks. Yeah, I like it. It's just super fun. So there are a few options. So on my favorite one, I did Thanks for Lighting the Way, which I think is such a nice card to thank someone for helping you out. Lovely. And then this one is more just a cheerful hello. So I did that hello. So what would you do? Sparkle clear on the light beam. Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah, you could definitely do that, Roberta. I can do that. Oh, Sandra says seagull. I wish they did have like a little seagull die that you could put back there. That's a good point, Sandra. Thank you for speaking out. I don't think I've seen you speak before, so thank you. Yeah, I think stickles would be a great idea, Kathy, on the mountaintop to make the snow sparkly. And then I liked Roberta's idea of some clear on the light rays. Yeah, I like the seagull. Yeah, they needed that, didn't they, you guys? There's no tiny seagull. Yeah, that's a good point. You could always cut one. You can always cut one with black, but I'm not sure my seagull would be that great. Okay, so we could do thanks for lighting the way again and put that up there, or down here on our water. I do like that one. Just saying hello would be a little strip. You could do that. So let's just stamp a couple and then we'll decide. And then I'll let you guys go to get on with your way. And if you haven't watched my clubs video, be sure you do that today. Check that out. So the clubs are now available. So if you've never tried a Spellbinders club before, I will say that it is fantastic because you can try it for 1 month. And if you are like, I can't do this much, it's not my jam, then you cancel. You have to cancel before the 1st of next month because the 1st is when you get billed. But like you can cancel at any time, so you don't have to worry about it. You guys, I can't draw anything. I think I would ruin this card if I drew them, honestly. I mean, I used to have to draw in school. And I was never the best. I had colleagues and stuff that were so good, excuse me, at architectural drawing. I was not that girl. So I do not think I'll be drawing my bird. Okay, I'm going to use Midnight, really dark blue. A sloppy M for birds. Yes, mine would be sloppy, Roberta. That is so true. Mine would be sloppy. I do really like the font that they used for these. I think that's too messy. Let me try a different scrap of paper. I think I pushed too hard. We gave it a smush and it didn't need a smush. It just needed something a bit more gentle. Let's see, can I fit it on there? No. Maybe. Possibly. Yes. Just, okay. We can just fit in. So, remember, do not smush, just lightly press. There we go. That's better. I'm going to do that one more time. Just really tiny, tiny little press. But no, I do really like this font though. I think it's super pretty. Fits really well with the theme. And cleaning that off. And then I can use the coordinating dies, or I might have a strip over here that I could do for the other one. So, okay, be sure you check out that clubs share video because I talk about how I do this technique with the stencil. So for those of you, I know some of you said you got the stencil. I actually did the stenciling with 3 different colors of ink, teal ink, and then I took my cardstock and I used my Spellbinders mister and I spritzed it, and it gives it the coolest, like, mottled appearance. And then, I'm trying to find the right one. And then I took the, what did I take? Then I took ink in those same teal colors and I like splashed a little bit of ink on there. And oh my gosh, it looked so cool. I did that with both of the stencils this month. It's just such a cool, like, aesthetic. So one thing I have over on the corner of my desk here is a little magnetic dish from Scrapbook and Cards Today. They gave the little dishes to us as like a free gift in the card event. And what I keep in my little magnetic dish are my strip dies. So I have like several different sizes of strip dies so that they're always on my desk. Something I always need around. Yes, sentiments come with the die. So I think this just saying hello came with the die, but when I get the package. Mine are the samples, and I don't think I got that one, but it shows you on the product page the outlines for all of the sentiments, so you can double check that. I think I want to use Thanks for Lighting the Way though, because I think that sentiment is just so lovely. Okay, so let's see. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? I love that. I would either put it there or down here. And I think it stands out much more up there. Yes, and I'm going to pop it up with foam adhesive, but not 2mm, just one. This one here. Tracy says she's not a patient fussy cutter at all. No. Yes, the SCT party favors are often the best. We have some fun things coming up our sleeve for the fall card event. I already know what it is, so I'm really excited. Okay, so just to recap, Spellbinders Club Kits come out today. You can cancel at any time, so you can try it out for this month. If you love this die set that I've used, click the links in the video description below, and I've lost my tweezers, by clicking the More button and all that information, and you will find all the links there. And those links are for all the clubs. I just put everything in there. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? I love it, you guys. I love this die set, but if you weren't here at the beginning, just look how big it is. It's humongous. And you just get so many options for things. You can make a little village with bunting. There's 2 or 3 different types of houses. You could do your waves, you could, beachy scene, just mountains, the sky and the clouds, so cute. Just so many things you can use with this set. Jennifer says she can't wait for the fall event. I know, I'm excited for it too, because I get to teach in the bonus day, which I'm excited about. Tanya, thank you so much. I wish I was at the ocean too. Oh, you're a scuba diver. That's amazing. Yes. Awesome. Okay, you guys, I don't think I have anything else to share with you. Check out the Cozy Comfort Retreat in the link in my video description below. Check out those Spellbinders Club kits. You might just be surprised when you receive your kit and it allows you to find something totally different than you used to do before, or a different style, or, I wouldn't have necessarily ever bought a lighthouse set, but it just makes me very, very happy. So I'll take a picture of this card and get it up on my website today, meganandrew.com. Be sure to follow me on Instagram, so you can find me there at meganandrew. And I really appreciate you all. I just appreciate you so much. I will be out next Friday. We are going to see my parents for Father's Day, but I can be here on Thursday, I believe. So be sure to watch on YouTube, because I always will post something on YouTube, like one of my posts in the community tab that tells you that I'm going live. Also in my stories. I'll post it in my stories too. Hey Holly, you're late, but that's okay. You can watch on replay. You can always watch on replay. And thank you, Jenny. Thank you for being here. Thanks, Tracy. I appreciate you all for joining me. And I hope you guys have a wonderful summer weekend and you're able to get some rest and relaxation, and happy creating. Bye, guys.